Hello there and welcome to my train tutorial for Satisfactory. In this video I'm going to give you all the basics you need to get a logistical network of trains going. We're going to build two systems in this video, a one-track system and a looping system, and with these setups you should be getting everything done that you need to get done. What I won't be covering in this video is rail signaling, as this is a topic where I want to dedicate a complete video to that instead of bloating this video with extra information, as it is pretty easy to complete the game entirely without any signaling because the world map offers so many resources. It is 3D, it is very easy to just avoid crossing rail tracks whatsoever. It is more resource efficient though, and that's why I'm going to make another video about it, but more about that another day. So for now, we are going to get started with the basics. You should have something about 150 to 200 megawatt of power always on the spare for each railway track that you want to go. Each train station has 50 megawatt of pull if it is loading and unloading. The electric locomotive has 110 megawatt pull while driving, or up to, so the system won't be taking these amounts constantly, but you should have them available to avoid blackouts. Apart from that, well, you should have a substantial amount of steel, you should have plastic already available, and yeah, that's pretty much it. So, let's get started with a single track system. This is one where you have only one railway where your locomotive is driving back and forth between 2 points. So, step 1, we're going to build the train station. The train station in a single track system needs to have the red arrow pointing away from you. If you're standing in front of the train station and standing on the rail which faces to the train station, the red arrow has to face away to you. Or if it is easier for you, it is always the direction towards the locomotive should drive. So here we take it down here, train station goes there. Then next one is the freight platform, which links directly to the train station. Can only be built in tandem with that, and every freight platform is able to unlock one freight wagon, so you need one platform per wagon. You can now rotate these to have the exits on either side, and we're now going to do the same thing on the other side. I'm going to put the other track station a little bit on the in a curve over here. Here we're now going to put the train station again, red arrow facing away from me as I'm looking towards it right now. This is the direction where the locomotive will face towards to, and then the freight platform in between. The next step that we're going to take, obviously some power, because nothing works here without power. The power is being attached to the train station, and the train station then powers every freight terminal that is attached to that. So you don't need several connectors, only one. The next step is you're going to go for your rails, and now on each side you go for a small connector like follows, and this is really important. You connect it like that, hold down left control for snap mode, and then you build a segment of straight railway, something like that. Maybe shorter, I have not really any good information how long it really needs to be, but this segment on both ends is crucial for making your trains drive autonomously between these two stations. If this segment here is squiggly or otherwise curved, it is one of the major reasons for your train not driving between two stations. After that, you can connect them however you want. It does not really play a big role how tidy or untidy the curvature is. The straight part in front of your train station is really important. I keep a straight part in front and back, and that really works a charm. So next step, we need to set up the actual locomotive for this one. You need two locomotives for a single track system, as your locomotive can only drive forward in automatic drive mode. While you can manually drive backwards, the automatic system can't. Then freight car for each freight station that you're operating, and then another locomotive facing the other way around though. This is the wrong facing, this is the facing you need. There we go. So this is the setup that we're going to go for. Now we can go into the electric locomotive, open the train menu, and to get it automated, you go into edit timetable, press a plus on each of the train stations, save the changes, turn on self-driving, and if you get an operational here, you have done everything correctly. This is the basics of automating that thing. So we're going to build a looped track now next, and then I'm going to go over the more the finesses of unloading and loading your train wagons. So this thing, let's watch it. After 15 seconds by default settings, the train is driving out, or after loading, and is going back to the other station. There we go. Just want to show it once as proof of concept that it actually works what we did here, and it's not only a quick thing. There we go. So this is a one-track system. A looped system that we're going to build next has the advantage that it is only needing one locomotive, so the entire footprint is smaller. Hey, you are no longer docking. I have so you can't get the train dismounted while it is docking. So we're going to go off that thing, and now it can't dismantle it. Okay, so we're going to dismantle this little system here real quick and start a new one. Okay, so a circular track, like I said, has the advantage that you have only one locomotive. And here it is the same thing. We're starting out. Direction where the locomotive will drive goes that way. And now I put that baby here. We're going for the straight rails back and front. So we have the connectors right. And now I move along this direction, and for me personally, it helps if I now pretend to be the train, the locomotive. So I walk along until I have found the spot where I want to park. Choo-choo, I'm a train. Not really. It helps me. And now the facing is again here. Now I can say the red arrow is facing away from me, and that's how it should be, because that's the direction the train will face. Here again, freight platform, straight rail track for the connection. And then comes the most ungrateful part, connecting that stuff together. So, in all honesty, the further away these nodes are, the easier the connecting will be. But it is always the most finicky part to connect the last bits together, as sometimes you just have a little bit too short of the rail, sometimes it is too squiggly to come together, the curve might be too steep. In these situations, my tip is keep experimenting until you have a feeling for the rails. This is nothing which I could say, if you do it like that, this problem will never happen. As you see here, the track is turning too sharply. This means I need to go a little bit further straight ahead before taking the curve. This is, like I said, the further away the points, the easier. And the other thing that is really, really important, your curve can never be too narrow. There's something like a minimum or a maximum angle that a curve can take. And your rail tracks always need to end on something. As you see here, I can't put the rail tracks into the air. It has to end on the platform. This is another one of the strange rules of your railways. And here, in this situation, for example, we would need more platform to make it happen. So yeah, like I said, it is the last part, the last connecting part of these looping systems is always the most finicky. And don't worry about it when it happens. You are on the right way. It is pretty normal that these rails have their moments where they just don't want to behave like you want them to behave. And the worst part about it is I personally find it therefore extremely difficult to make good-looking loops. But as you see here, eventually it works. Here it was not enough platform in that scenario. So I hope this is helpful for you. I'll leave these little things inside the video so you can see those little things that can happen. Now, locomotive needs to face only one direction. Like I said, the freight car can go here, and we now only need to wire these friends up to power. You will not get any train driving without any power connected, because it is an electrical locomotive after all. And let's do that quickly. And apart from that, the loop system works exactly as the other one. So let's see. At the timetable, add these two stops, save changes, turn on self-driving, and it starts driving. So now I want to explain a little bit more about these things. You can press a cogwheel on each of these stops and configure it. You can configure what type of load should be completed. So either one loading process or a full load or unload, waiting time, and what kind of items should be loaded or unloaded. We can specify very clear filters here, so you can use that to filter the contents of your wagons. You could even have more train stops, for example, in this system here, and one train stop unlocks these items, the other one unlocks those items, so you have quite a nice way of sorting your stuff. This is the one thing that you can do. And the other thing that is very important, without it your system actually doesn't work, whoopsie, is that you need to configure your freight stations as well. They not only have built exits and entries, as you see here on the side, red ones for exit, green ones for entry. You also need to configure the freight platform, whether it should load or unload. If you are familiar with truck systems, you already are familiar with that. Each station can only have one of these tasks. It can't load or it can't do both. It's either loading or unloading for these. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Congratulations, you now know the basics of trains. Obviously, there is also now the option to go for more different crossing tracks and such, but since it is very easy to just put another level of platforms above something to avoid crossing things, you get the idea. Anyways, I'm going to go over an advanced video, of course, in the future as well. Let me know in the comment section if this video was helpful for you, if you have any questions open, or if you have any good tips and tricks for other people that I might have missed out here. I really did my best to make the train system as accessible as possible. Leave a like, leave a subscribe, and check out the description box. Feel free to support Icon Gaming via the given links down there, and many thanks if you do so already, and thanks a lot for watching this video, and choo-choo, my friends. Choo-choo. Bye-bye.